Hi, Scott Lackman from 4510 TV. Today, viewers, we're catching up with Division 3 Councillor for the Moreton Bay region, Mr. Adam Hain. How you going, Adam?
Hey, Scotty, how are you?
Good, mate. Now, we wanted to catch up with you because there is a lot happening in your division, and we recently talked to fellow Councillor Adrian Riddell about what's happening in his. So let's talk to you today for a really good update, because there's so much positivity and growth happening in your division. We're standing on Pumicestone Road, the Pumicestone Corridor, as you refer to it, but a lot's happening north of Caboolture, mate. Can you run us through a few things?
Yeah, sure can. Well, I guess the first thing we can talk about is the development behind you there. So this is on the corner of Richardson Road and Pumicestone Road. I can't even remember what that development's worth, but you'd have to reckon it's up there.
Yep. Yeah, at least $15-20 million worth. Drake's supermarket coming on the corner there. It's just one of many things, Adam. We've got the Happy Hearts Daycare, we've got Pumicestone State School, we've got Housey and Glades Retirement Village. I know the list, mate, but I wanted you to go through what infrastructure and what spending is coming into this area.
Yeah, sure. Well, obviously the $25 million on the school was the catalyst, and that's where we got to continue Cottrell Road through and build this new intersection here. It was contributed to by state government as well, but it's a $6.5 million project, and it's just opened up this community greatly. As you know, Scotty, the community that was up in Cottrell Road when it was a dead end used to have to go right around through Caboolture to get to the hospital. Once this is finished and Ardrossan Road, then we'll cut through down towards the hospital and the Perry-Irwin Bridge. We predict it's probably about 8 to 10 minutes off of their travel time to the hospital.
Yeah, and for an ambulance travelling there, mate, that's life-saving these days. Yep.
It can be, it can be.
So we've got an extension of Cottrell Road. For the locals, they'd know what we're talking about. Cottrell Road will come through, meet up with what I would call the Eloff Road, Mail Road section.
That's right.
That comes across Perry-Irwin Bridge to reach into Central Lakes as a shortcut, let's say. Now, locals on the north side, they'd also know that the Big Fish site, once many memories, the Big Fish Tavern are still there, operating today. Used to be a 9-hole golf course, but now an absolute great development that's happened up the road.
It is a great development. It was a long time coming, that one, and the issue was that the headworks and the sewerage and all that sort of thing to get it up Pumicestone Road and to that site. So it was still rural, still septic. Obviously, you can't operate a facility like that on septic. So we managed to, finally we've come into the future far enough where the investment was worthwhile for the developer to spend the extra $6 million to put that headworks down Pumicestone Road. Yep. But of course, out of that, we've got a new intersection on Bigmore Drive, which is $1.2 million worth. Yep. And so the people can get in and out of that street safely now too. So 2 big wins out of that project. The project, they say, in completion would be circa $70 million worth.
Wow. With that completion, came back the Caltex service station, a Red Rooster. There's talks, it's not confirmed. Some of the major players, Woolworths, IGA, Audi. There's 3 big shopping centre authorities there, and not confirmed yet, and you can't confirm either, but we do know that the developer is in talks with some major shopping up there at the Big Fish site. So again, for the residents of Caboolture North or Pumicestone corridor, this whole suburb has just exploded in the last few years, and when we see this infrastructure coming to town, surely that's good for our future growth, mate.
It is, and look, it started with previous government when the Perry-Irwin Bridge went in, so that was $16 million, and I can't wait till the $4 million gets spent on the final connection through here. That's going to be a big deal. So I think that should be shovel ready around 2020. We're out to engagement and design and all that sort of thing now. But then following that one, the last remaining piece of Pumicestone Road that's got the sort of really wide footpaths there and the spoon drains on the side, yep. The last rural-looking bit of Pumicestone Road will follow that project with another $2.9 million, and I think that's around 22, 23. So when you stack all those figures up, Scotty, the Pumicestone Corridor, as I like to call it, yep. and some locals here like to call it Pumicestone, but we haven't been able to officiate that, so the Pumicestone Corridor works for me. We're around circa $170 million yep. inside of 4 or 5 years, so that's That's a phenomenal spend per year when you add it up.
It is. And the good thing that I like is that infrastructure with the roads is happening as well. So we're now going to have a few different access points for the Caboolture North area, particularly the intersection at the showgrounds. That was always a bit of a dark spot with the railway crossing there. That's under construction at the moment.
I didn't even add that figure in.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And I should have added the new overpass up on the highway there that went in not that long ago. I mean, I don't know what we're up to now, $250 million?
Yeah, no, we're counting, mate, get the calculator out. But it's just great to see. And you did mention there's a bit of a joint exercise there with federal and state, but primarily under the local government of Moreton Bay Region Council, we can see the money getting spent. And when we stand here on site looking within a 360-degree radius, you see all these projects happening. It's pretty exciting, mate.
It's pretty exciting, but look, this is just one end of town. You know, Caboolture itself, I did some stats looking at federal spending, state spending, commercial investment, housing development investment. So the Caboolture area, and I can quantify this, I can show you the proof. Between 2016 and 2021, we're looking at around about $2.5 billion. And over that 5 years, more stuff's coming. I know of more stuff that's coming. I just can't let the cat out the bag on those yet. So 2.5 and climbing. Yep. So that's a phenomenal amount of money in one place. It's an unprecedented level of collaboration between the state and the feds and council, and we're seeing the investment come from it.
Yep.
And the thing that I like the best is all these by-elections and elections and things. They're pretty good.
Well, yeah, I guess it puts pressure on the promises. We won't talk politics on 450 TV, but I do know that it does push promises to come to fruition, because if that's what the promises are pledged, the community wants to see it happen. Very exciting for the growth of this region. Adam, and another point when we talk about growth, the viewers also know that I'm a real estate agent. Caboolture Morayfield, we're in the top 10 of around Australia of that growing suburb.
Yeah, I do understand that, Scott. Well, Moreton Bay, it's well documented that we're in the top 2 growth regions in the country, and I did see in the paper a little while ago with the REIQ stats that Caboolture and Morayfield were actually the top 2 in Moreton Bay for about 10 months running, which is... Where does that leave us?
Yeah, it leaves us very positive, and again, the Ilimba region, I can report as a real estate agent, we have seen some great growth in prices for the Ilimba catchment as well with acreage properties. So it's all very positive, leading into other things happening.
I'd like to see the real estate faculty here get the message out to the southerners south of the border that you can get a $350,000 house here on 1,000 metres. So, and we're huge growth, heaps of work, close to the beaches, close to the mountains. Why wouldn't you come here? Why would you spend $800,000 to $1 million for something down there that's probably half the size? Yeah,
well, we'll keep that secret to ourselves, but they are coming, mate, and it's all good things. Now let's wind back a little bit. In your Division 3, I got your recent newsletter. There's a list of about 30 streets that are getting resurfaced and road improvements just in local streets in neighbourhoods. Now, again, for locals, it's a Caboolture platform that we try to promote, but the old footballs estate up the top end of King Street, Watt Street, there's looking at traffic calming on Watt Street, because we know that's become a bit of a shortcut from King out to Pumicestone here. Yeah. I just went through your newsletter, 30-odd streets locally getting all resurfaced as well. So that's on a more local level that people are going to start seeing those road improvements as well.
Isn't it cool to see that everything goes to Caboolture, Scotty?
We won't talk about that. Adam Hain, Division 3 Councillor, you're a busy man. We appreciate your time, and for our viewers, this is exclusive. Like you can't just walk up to a councillor and ask all this stuff happening.
Yes, you can.
You can, but we get to see it here on 450 TV, and you'll always give us the scoop if you let the cat out of the bag. We'd welcome you to do an interview and maybe tell the viewers I'm having an each way bet. I reckon Woolworths will be up on the Big Fish site, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, congratulations, mate. You're doing a stellar job with all this growth in the Caboolture North area. Would you like to finish with anything?
No, keep up the good work, Scott, and keep the community updated. Love it. And look, the rate of knots that we're progressing, I'll have to give you more updates, I think.
Yep. All right, very good. Adam Hain.